Yep. This is Dan.
Just that.
So it's just Dan.
It's just that. Dan here from FS Elite, joined by D'Andre and Colin from Blackbird Simulations. Thank you guys for having a moment to talk with us. First of all, how are you liking Expo so far?
It's great.
It's great. The internet sucks, but everything else is awesome.
Everything else is awesome. What's been your favorite thing on the show floor so far?
Oh my God.
My stuff.
Wow.
Your stuff. I guess I should have seen that coming.
Have you seen Blackbird?
Have I heard of Blackbird?
Have you seen the couch? Come on.
You do have a pretty nice couch.
Look at that couch.
You do have a pretty nice couch.
It's awesome.
So that brings Blackbird Simulations. Obviously, a while back, you guys rebranded yourself from Milvis to Blackbird Simulations. Yeah. Milvis is now your military couch. Yeah. How has that change been for you so far? And do people still refer to you a lot as Milvis?
Yes, all the time.
All the time. A lot of the older people, older meaning people that have been around for the last 10, 15 years, it might have been a little bit of a change for them, but those are the folks that are already following FS Elite, so they know where the new sites are, they know where to get that information. The most common question we've been getting at the booth is, what is Blackbird and what do you do? And every time I've said, well, we used to be Milvis, or we used to be branded Milvis, they're like, well, what is that? So I think that's something that's a bit indicative of the change of the industry and how big it's gotten and how many new people that are here. So that's actually not a bad thing, it's a good thing, because it shows we need to put more effort into our marketing. There's more than 2 or 3 news sites around now, there's a lot. So that just means there's more people to reach out to, so it's not a bad thing at all. So so far the rebranding has actually been working pretty well.
Yeah. And the military's happy about it too.
The military's happy too.
The military's happy about it too, yeah. That was the main reason we made the changes.
Right,
they're not happy when they see consumer products and under the same aegis, so
they get a bit
change the aegis.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. So it's been pretty good so far, and like a lot of the people here on the show floor are first-time attendees, so I guess that they're only getting to know the Blackbird Simulations brand, and they probably don't even know about it.
I think it's about, it's the same for everybody, right? They don't know who anybody is, so they're coming, they're finding out there's a lot of new group of people, and that's great. The changing demographic has really helped business a lot.
Right, yeah.
Like, I would have said, if you had come to me 3 years ago and interviewed me the same way, how's it going? I would have been much less positive than I am now, that's for sure, right? The advent of MSFS has really changed things in a good way. I mean, there's things that could be done better. Fix the governor, please. Fix the governor. Fix the anyway. But the idea that it has improved and that there's a way bigger reach and a bigger environment to play in and a better environment to play in has changed things in a 99% positive way. We couldn't be more happy about that.
Yeah, and I want to answer your question about customers getting to know us. That's actually been a kind of a two-way street at this event, as we're now getting to know who our new customers are as well, which is very important because there are a lot of faces we recognize and they know us, but we're starting to get to know the new demographics coming in, and we're seeing a lot of younger people.
Yeah, of course.
Which is a very good thing.
So what do the younger people like the most, out of your products? What are they most interested in?
It's actually varied. Some come in and they're like, I want to fly your new MD-530s, and many of them, the majority are like, where's your C-310? That's so far of all of our products, that's the one that they've wanted the most.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's certainly been one of your bigger products in the sense, from what I've seen, that one's done really well, and I see a lot of positive feedback about it.
Well, it has a lot of stuff in it that's never been done before.
Right, exactly.
Dirt.
Yeah, all the wear and tear.
Cool stuff.
And whenever I talk, and whenever I ask people, okay, so what do you what makes this plane so unique? That's the stuff that they bring up. So you certainly left a positive impression with that.
And there's lots of Easter eggs in there if you know where to look. I've had people come up to me asking me where the rest of them are because they can't find them all. We will not talk.
We're not telling them.
You have to find them yourself.
There's 5. 1, 2, 3,
there's 5.
5. Good luck finding them. Look down, look up, look forward.
Someone out there has now found 6, and he's like, uh-oh.
If somebody found 6, I don't know what's going on with that one.
All right. So, can you? What do you got going on here at the booth today? What can people try out?
So they can try the C310, the 530F, the PA30 Twinkie, the PC6 Porter, and the FG1D Corsair.
So
And
pretty
if
much your whole
you're-
lineup.
Yeah, and if you're military, you can try out some of the other stuff.
Stuff not available to the public.
Yeah,
But
right.
just
But it will be, maybe,
Yeah.
one day, maybe.
And I wanted to piggyback that really quickly. So a lot of people may not know, we just started a new budget-friendly version of Blackbird called Strike Simulations. And these are products that are going to be priced at roughly around the $15 to $20
$20,
range.
yeah.
So they're meant to be affordable. They're really good. And people, we've gotten nothing but great accolades from everyone who's tried them. You won't have all those, well, you won't have all, give me that. Unforgettable. So you won't have all those extra cool features like the Easter eggs and the
Right.
trash and the C310,
Yeah,
but they look good, they fly very good, they're very inexpensive, and so we're trying to make sure that when we're bringing in this new market that we have something budget friendly too, because a lot of
Right.
people don't have a lot of money, and the first thing that I've heard a lot of people say is, I can't wait to buy that, right? So we want to make sure that we have stuff that everyone can enjoy and make sure we reach
Yeah, for
different
sure.
market
It's
levels.
affordability.
Like you've put it in a price point, like it's very accessible to the whole
Exactly.
market.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what we're looking for, is accessibility, right? So when you have the 310, that's, we put that at a very low price point, given what it was. That's not going to happen again for that type
Right.
of level of product. But for something like the 530, that one is, it's $20, and it's a good deal at $20 for what
for sure.
it has in it.
And as a reminder, if you want the working gun animation, you have to buy it directly from Strike.
Yeah.
StrikeSims.com. BlackbirdSims.com.
That was very well
You like
done.
that?
Yes,
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
All right, so that is your existing lineup. What about your upcoming lineup? You've been teasing us a little bit over the last 4, 5-ish
Okay,
years with a couple of planes.
We've got the SR-71A that is being worked on by Dutch Owens. He's the guy who did the 310. He's moving ahead with that. It's going to be a multi-level difficulty aircraft. The backseat will be kind of sort of an AI. I don't want to get too much into details on that. It will be, the hard side of it to fly will be extremely difficult. It's not going to be easy. We do intend on, having to refuel, and that will also come in multiple levels, because that was where most pilots washed out, was on refueling.
Take off, refuel right away. It's
Take off, refuel right away, and on an actual mission, you would refuel between 3 and 5 times.
Okay.
And so it's a complex aircraft, even though it is extremely simple in that it's analog gauges and it's 1960s tech, right? But it's still hard to fly because of all of the CG and the fuel usage as a hydraulic fluid and as a coolant. So as you used fuel, it started to get hot in the plane. You could cook a burger on the glass. 450 degrees Fahrenheit. That's insanity. So that's one that we're working on. We are working
MH60.
MH60. It's a helicopter.
Yes.
It's great. We have it's a 70 style, a MH70 style cockpit, so it's all glass. It's a CAAS, Common Aircraft Architecture System, and that is moving ahead. Looks great. The cockpit and the models are great. The code looks good. The screens are starting to show up. We'll start showing that off fairly soon.
Huey.
The Huey, my
Huey.
baby,
And just a piggyback, so if you take a look over here, the one at the bottom, that's the TH-1. That's the old Vietnam Huey. So what the Air Force has done is they've taken those out of the desert. They've put brand new engines on them, all glass cockpit, fully modernized. You can see the nose section there is a little bit different. That's one of the big products that we're doing for the Air Force right now. They're working on a big cockpit. So our old Huey is something that we're really proud of, because we're doing both. So we've got the new Huey and the old Huey, and the old Huey is what everyone's going to get to enjoy in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
It needs to be said, we are not 100% sure that we're going to put the TH-1H into MSFS. We are considering our options on that one. Legally, we're allowed to do so, but we don't want to.
We don't want to upset Uncle Sam.
What might be to come, but let's see first. Okay, fair enough.
But we are absolutely, for sure, 100% doing the UH-1H UH, Vietnam style, and also the UH-1N.
Okay.
The UH-1Y and the AH-1Z as well.
And if you want all the guns, you have to get it from BlackbirdSims.com.
From us.
Yes,
That's it.
yes.
So those last three will be later. The UH-1H, we're hoping for soon-ish.
All right.
It's going to have the same level of quality as the 310. It will be dirty. It will be clean.
Yeah, the wear and tear stuff that we mentioned. Yeah,
stuff
right.
will be in there.
All right.
We've got pilots and maybe some other surprises.
Can I assume, like, with the 310 featuring that wear and tear and your upcoming UE at least, is that going to be like a bit of a hallmark feature for Blackbird Simulations, perhaps?
No, I think it depends on the aircraft. So,
right, fair enough.
As an example, like something like the SR-71 or the C-130, those are fairly large aircraft.
Yeah, that
right?
makes sense.
It's very difficult to do that on an aircraft that size, just because the way we do it is basically it's a bunch of texture maps.
Yeah.
Right, and so when you have a bunch of texture maps,
that makes sense. I can understand. Yeah.
Your memory imprint is very large, and so every time you would change dirt levels, your machine would do this.
And we want to be conscientious of the fact that not everyone can afford a 4090, right? So
right.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough.
But we've done some testing. We hit 6 million triangles and 70 to 8K by 8K, all different maps, running on a 3090 with no impact.
Okay.
Two frames.
That sounds promising.
At 90 frames per second, we hit 88 frames, so not bad at all.
That sounds promising.
So anyway, on a plane like the SR or the C-130J, we are not intending to do that kind of wear and tear. Systems and avionics wear and tear, maybe.
Maybe. All right.
Maybe.
Fair enough.
We'll see. But it will. Those aircraft will have failures, and the C-130J, potentially the Huey, will also have external flight dynamics.
Yeah. So I guess certainly what you could say is, I hate this term, but for the lack of anything better, like quite study level then.
I'm not going to use that term.
Are you referring to the 130 or?
I'm not going to respond to that question.
You don't want to respond to that.
Fair enough. That's all right. That's all right.
There'll be the Milviz, ex-Milviz, Blackbird quality, and that's as far as I'll go. Right?
Fair enough.
We're not ever since a certain company released, and you can segue nicely into the ATR with that. Ever since a certain company released a product that they called Expert, and that
I think we all know what you're referring to.
Yeah, but that term, right, is now being used to define a product level that isn't that, and so I'm hesitant to say
fair enough
study level.
So
they will be good.
Okay, that's good to know at least.
They will be good. Fully simulated is, I guess,
that's maybe a better term. That's maybe a better term. So, very briefly, before we wrap this up, since you brought it up, the expert level products, I think we all know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so the ATR is right now on perma-hold. It's, the model looks great.
I think we need to just assess the market to see if there really will be a demand that will support another ATR, and if that demand will cover the investment.
What stood out to me is after the release of Microsoft's ATR, people realized that it maybe didn't live up to all the expectations that they might have had, and all of a sudden you saw a lot of people like, okay, Blackbird Simulations, please bring back your plans for the ATR.
Yeah, the problem with that is that when you have a product that's $20,
it's hard to compete with.
It's impossible to compete with that.
I can understand.
When we were initially looking at a price point of between $50 and $70. It would be fully fleshed out. It would have been study level, experts level, and had all the bells and whistles. But $20, you can't beat that.
Yeah, that's hard to beat.
So if it comes out, it will come out much later. Years.
Fair enough. All right.
Decades. Okay.
Decades.
Centuries.
Centuries. So no promises there. All right. Colin, D'Andre, I want to thank you so much for your time answering our questions.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming to visit us and asking us for the interview. And I think right now, like I said before, all the marketing that all of these developers can get helps. So this event helps. Folks like you doing the media, that helps. So we'll take all we can get.
Yep.
You want to do the duet for the camera?
No, I'm not doing it.
No, come on, let's sing.
What are we singing?
Unforgettable.
I don't know the words.
Unforgettable in every way.
Right.
You do the woman part. Unforgettable. That's how I'll stay.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you so much, guys.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you
rest
so
of the
much.
show.
Yes, you
All
too.
right,
You
there
too.
you go. Thanks, guys.